Drummers, we have a problem. The problem is that I've been noticing that the majority of us do not know our rudiments. Yes, that is correct, our rudiments. And even though it sounds so trivial and so basic and superficial, the reality is we cannot overlook our rudiments. Our rudiments is like our dictionary. It's our foundation. It's like our rule book. Everything that we play on drums in any shape or form is a variation of a rudiment. Now, I've been teaching drums for over 15 years and I've owned a drum studio the last 3 years, and I've had numerous students, and the one thing that I've noticed is that the majority of them, whether they're beginners or even experts, do not know their rudiments. And this is a big deal because if you don't know your rudiments, that means that you don't know sticking. And if you don't know sticking, that means you don't know technique. And if you don't know technique, that means that you can't play. So I'm gonna try to fix that today for you and explain to you the easiest way for you to learn the 40 essential rudiments. Now, 40 sounds like a big number, but it really isn't, because it's only basically 4 rudiments that everything is derived from. So if you think about it this way, we have 4 basic rudiments, and out of those 4 basic rudiments, there are 10 variations of those rudiments. So the easiest way that we're gonna do this is by breaking those down. The goal of this video is to get you involved with the rudiments. And if you don't know where to start, this is a great place because I'm gonna teach you where to start with the rudiments. So if you're wondering where to get the rudiments, it's super easy. All you have to do is to go on this little beautiful thing called the internet and type in the 40 essential rudiments. And there's gonna be a ton of places where you can find this. Big Fur has them, Remo has them. People all over the world write it out and they post it as a PDF as if it's their own. There's countless resources where you can find this. So they're based off the singles, the doubles, the flams, and the drags. Now, I'm not gonna say that a paradiddle is an individual one because a paradiddle is a combination of single and doubles together. So to me, they don't really count as part of a different rudiment. They're a combination. But the 4 essentials are single, doubles, flams, and drag. And with all drum practice, if you're a right hand, you start with your right hand. And if you're a left hand, you start with the left hand. Now with the rudiments, the thing that I recommend the most is that if you start with the right, let's say that we're gonna do singles, once you get done with the right, start with the left. That way your left hand isn't being left out of the technical practice that it needs to of leading. So let's start with the first one. The first one that we're gonna talk about is the singles. And it's a really easy combination that you can do at any note capacity. For example, you can do it with a whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that is really boring if you want to do it like that. So I recommend always doing your rudiments in 8th notes. So that way you can spice it up a little bit. And the majority of them are written in 8th notes and 16th notes. So let's start out with the singles. The single is a sticking combination of right and left, and that is it. There's nothing else in between it. It's just right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. It's pretty easy and really straightforward. Now the doubles is a combination of right, right, left, left. So it's 2 in each hand. Right, right, left, left. Right, right, left, left. I don't know what else you want from that. That is like the easiest thing that you can do. And we already tackled 2 out of the 40. Now jumping into the flams, it could be a little bit more tricky because what's supposed to happen with the flams is that one note hits and then the other immediately follows. You don't play them at the same time. This is not a flam. This is a flam. You hear the sound difference together? Flam. So what you need to really work on when you're working on the flam is going slow and going flam, flam, flam. It's a really hard rudiment to do, especially if you're starting out. So go really slow and just put that left hand. I always start with the left hand because if you're right hand leading, the smaller note goes in the left first. The drag is basically 2 smaller 16 notes being played really fast before the main note is played. The left hand is going to play those small 16 notes really fast, like that. And then you finish it off with the right hand, which could be written as an 8th note or a quarter note. It all depends, but it's most of the time a quarter note. So it goes like this. So those are the 4 essential rudiments that the other 36 are comprised of. And we're gonna break them down, and I'm gonna explain to you some of them because some of them are really hard to understand at first. And I'm gonna play them and give you instructions on how to do them. On number 2, we have the single stroke 4. And now we haven't talked about triplets yet, but the second rudiment is basically a triplet with a quarter note or an eighth note at the end. Easiest way to practice this is by saying these syllables out loud. Triplet. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, triplet. That means that there's 3 hits in 1 beat. That's how you read a triplet. Triplet. Again, if you're right hand leading, it goes like this. Triplet. Triplet 4. Triplet That's how it's supposed to sound. But slowly it's triplet right, triplet left, triplet left. That's how it's supposed to sound. Triplet left. So number 3 is the single stroke 7. And it says on top that it has a number 6 on it. Now, when I first started learning it, I had a really hard time reading music. But the thing that I started realizing is that it's all math. So if you're good at math and you're good at counting, what you do is you take the triplet that you just learned, triplet, and you just do it twice, and that's a sextuplet. So what you do is triplet, triplet right, triplet, triplet right. So number 4 is the bus roll, and a lot of people struggle with this one because number 1, it requires a lot of technique. And it's not just pressing on it like a lot of people think. It's like, no, it's not that. What you're doing is you're controlling the rebound at a steady pace. So this is the best way to do it, and this is the best way to practice it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start with your right hand and you're gonna let the stick bounce. And what you're gonna try to do is, and in between all of those bounces, you're gonna try to control it as much as you can without actually affecting it. So basically, it's controlling the rebound like this. And it's gonna get to the point where you're letting the rebound bounce, but you're still controlling it. And it's all wrist movement. And next thing you know, the closer you get to the rebound on the pad, so basically the shorter it is, the more you can create that effect of a buzz roll. But it all starts with number 5 is the triplet stroke, and it's easy because we already did triplets once. So it's triplet, 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 triplet. And it's usually right, 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 left, 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 right, 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 left, left, left. Super easy. I don't think you guys are gonna have a problem with that one since we already did triplets in the beginning. Number 6, it's a double. But it's called a double stroke roll, meaning that the idea is for it to be continuous. So the idea with the doubles is for you to be able to get them to a rolling point, meaning that it doesn't stop and it's fluid. It's fluid while you play it. So start it super slow, like right here, if you can. And if you can't do that, and eventually start pushing the tempo a little bit faster the more you control it. And it's okay if you can't do them fast, it's okay for you to go slow. So now what we're gonna find is that we have different rudiments that are written within the double stroke roll community with numbers on them. So the one after the double stroke roll, which is number 7, is a 5-stroke roll. And it sounds really complicated, but it's really not, it's really just math. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the double stroke roll, right? So what it's telling you, for example, on the double stroke 5 or the 5-stroke roll is that you're just playing 5 notes using doubles. So the first 4 notes are right, right, left, left, and then you end with the right hand, right, and that's 5. Right, right, left, left, right, 5. Right, right, left, left, 5, right? 2, 4, 5. And that's what you do for all of them. And then some of them, depending, if they are odd numbers, it's just 1 at the end. So 5, 7, 9, 13, they're not prime numbers. So what you do end up playing is you do the stroke and you end with just 1 note. But if they are prime numbers, you end up using both hands. So for example, the 6-stroke roll, which is the one after that, is, so it's right, left, left. So that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the one after that is 7. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can do all of that for all of the double stroke rolls that have numbers, all the way up to 17. Now the paradiddle is a combination of singles and doubles. First note that you play on the paradiddle is accented, meaning it's a little bit louder. So you go like this: right, left, 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 okay? And the paradiddle is just right, left, left, left. The one after that one is the double paradiddle, which is right, left, right, left, left. So it's 4 singles and then 1 double at the end. Now the triple paradiddle is just 6 singles and then 1 double at the end. So it's right, left, right. It's super easy, and it's just a matter of you counting and being precise. Now the last one though is a single paradiddle diddle. It changes it up for us a little bit. And this is my favorite rudiment to play, and I use it all the time when I'm doing drum solos or drum fills. And it's basically a right, left, so 2 singles, and then it goes into 2 doubles. Right, left, left. So right, left, left. I love this one. So that is all of the singles and doubles and paradiddles right there. It's a super easy first page. Now we're going into the second page, and this is where it gets a little bit more trickier because now we have flam combinations and drag combinations. So at 21, we have the flam accent, which is basically a flam with 2 singles: flam, left, right, left. So when you play it, make sure that you're playing the flam first, and you're alternating. Flam, left, right, left. Flam, left, right, left. After that, we have the flam tap, and this one is written in 16 notes, meaning that it's a little bit faster, and you're just gonna have to learn how to play faster, unfortunately. But since it's 16 notes, that means that these little notes are placed in a very specific area. So the way that you count 16 notes, it's 1, E, and A. 1, E, and A, because it's a subdivision. And I just posted a video on how to read drum notation and how to understand the 16 notes a little bit better. I am doing another video on how to actually count drum music, so I'll post that later on too. But if not, you can check out the drum notation one up here just to get you started. So let's start out really easy here. So it goes flam, right, flam, left, and that's beat 1. 1, E, and A. 1, E, and A. And it's supposed to sound like a 16 note. Okay? And every single one of those flams is accented, meaning that the flam needs to be a little bit louder. Now the flam cue is really easy to understand, but it gets complicated at the end. It's basically the same thing as the flam tap, except you repeat with a flam. Since you have to repeat it back, it goes back into a flam. So it's flam, left, flam, flam, left, right, left. So it's okay to practice this one at first without alternating. It's just a matter of you getting that sticking down. The one after that one is the flam paradiddle. I guess you can figure that out pretty easily because it's just a flam, left, right, flam, right, left. So the next one that we have on our list is the single flam male. And this one is tricky because, at least for me, it makes me do a flam cue, but it's not a flam cue. So what you gotta be wary is that to not play the flam cue on this. It's not 2 flams back to back. It's 1 flam and then the notation in the pattern and flam. So it goes like this. It's a flam, right, flam, left, right. So flam. So the plata fla is a flam, left, right, flam, left, right. So it's basically, it almost feels like it's 3 flams back to back. But it's flam, left, right, flam, 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 flam, left, right. So go slow. Flam, left, right, flam, flam, left, right, flam, flam, left, right, flam, flam, left, right. The Swiss Army triplet is probably one of my favorite ones. And every time I hear it, I think about the Swiss watches, and it's just so funny. But it's basically a flam with triplets. Flam, triple, flam, triple, flam, triple, flam. So make sure you're practicing this one really slow too. Flam, triplet, flam, triplet. So the next one, and the second to last one for the flams, is the inverted flam tap. This one is inverted. So if you start with the left flam, you go flam tap. So what you're gonna make sure is that once you do the tap, you immediately lift that left hand up and play the tap. It feels really weird when you're doing it because it's unnatural. Flam, tap, flam, tap. And then the last one of our flams is the flam drag, which you can already imagine what it is. It's just a flam, drag left. Flam, left, right, flam. Obviously go slow. Flam, right, right, left. Flam, left, left, right. So now we're down to our last 9 because we already did the drag. So just like the flam, we have a drag tap, which is basically exactly that, a tap. So it's right, left, right, left. Number 33 is the double drag tap. I'm not gonna go through it, but I will play it for you. It's the same thing, just with 2 drags. So. It's so simple and so basic. Just if you conquer the drag tap, you'll be able to do the double drag. So lesson 25 is a little bit hard because you start with the drag. So it's a right hand drag. So that means that the first 2 notes are the left ones. And then immediately you go to a left hand tap. But then after that immediate left hand tap, you accent a right hand tap. And then right after that, you switch it and alternate it. So it goes. It almost feels like that classical music or that classical composition. That's what it feels like. So now there is a difference between the drag dittos, which is number 35, and then the single drag paradiddle. So the single dragadiddle, if you look at the music here, it says that there's a little slash on it, meaning that that's a really fast double. It goes. But the difference from the single paradiddle one is that you actually play the first accented note and then you do a drag. Drag paradiddle number 2 is basically the same thing as drag paradiddle number 1. You're just doing the drag twice. And that's it. And just alternate it, obviously go slow. And practice that at that speed. And now we're gonna get into the last 3, and they're basically the same thing, except you're just extending it how many times you do the drag. But these ones are called the chromatic cues. And the first one is a single chromatic cue, and this is the one that we're gonna focus on. It's just a single chromatic cue, and it's very interesting because it's a drag followed by a triplet. Which is basically a single stroke 4, right? Once you get that down, what you do is you repeat the drag for the other 2 because it's the single chromatic cue, the double chromatic cue, and then the triple chromatic cue. So I'll play them for you, but this is the single. This is the double. And then the triplet. And that is literally all of the 40 essential rudiments. I've broken them down and I've tried to play them really slow. Just make sure that you are practicing and paying very close attention to this video throughout the whole lesson. And the idea is for you to conquer all of them, because you can use all of these for practice, warm-ups, teaching, lessons, and playing live. And these can be applied to any instrument in the percussion world, which is the beautiful part. You can play a drag on congas the same way you can play a drag on timbales, the same way you can play on the bongos, the drum set, everywhere. It is literally our bread and butter. Some of my recommendations is practice on different surfaces. So if you can practice on a practice pad, that's great, do them there. If you want to build a lot of muscle resistance, you use your drags, use the drags to build muscle resistance, and do them on a pillow. And if you don't like playing on a pillow, I'm going to recommend you getting the Artom BBS practice pad, because this gel right here is a workout. And it has, I mean, for me, it has already turned my hands very strong, and I already have pretty strong hands when I play, but this is like crazy. My hands are so much stronger because of this practice pad. So take the 40 essential rudiments, practice it either on a practice pad like this, on a normal practice pad like this one, or just get a pillow and do it so that way you can build resistance. But that is it for today's video. I'm sorry it's a little bit longer, there's just a lot of explanation there, but I wanted to make sure that you guys understood how to practice the rudiments. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. Do not forget to like and subscribe, help the channel out. If you love the content that I'm posting out, turn on that notification bell and just stay connected. And that is it for today's video, guys. Love you all. Peace.